3 or 3-0.
Yeah, maybe.
But Liverpool with Slot don't want to run the risk of that because we know when we bring them to Anfield, we can win here 3-4-0. We beat Barcelona 4-0 here a couple of years ago. I love PSG. I worked for them for 3 years. They're my second team. But unfortunately tomorrow they're going to feel the wrath of Liverpool and the fans, and it's going to be a tough night for them. Yeah.
How can you describe the crowd in Anfield to somebody who's never been there?
I've got a colleague with me from Australia, and he's never been in here on a Champions League night. And
It's really different in the
Yeah.
Champions League games, yeah.
Yeah, so we went to the game on Saturday against Southampton, and it's really hard to explain. The atmosphere is good on a Saturday. It's very subdued compared to Champions League nights. You can't explain Champions League nights at Liverpool. It's special, I really actually feel all the clubs in Europe should complain to UEFA because it's unfair how one-sided it is because of the fans in there and the way the game just goes in Liverpool's favour. So I actually feel sorry for PSG. I was hoping they were going to be on the other side of the draw,
Yeah.
and we get to play them in the final. But yeah, we don't, unfortunately, which is a shame. But yeah, so look, I think 3-0, 4-0 Liverpool. I think unfortunately for PSG, they're going to have to come out to score.
Yeah.
And Liverpool with Salah, Diaz, Nunes, McAllister, Gravenbach,
Can go all the way.
they'll
all the
run
way
over
to
the top of them. Like Liverpool last week, they only covered on average 9.5 kilometres. PSG's players covered 12.5 kilometres each on average. So Liverpool actually got a lot in reserve for tomorrow, and yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Can I ask you your name?
Raymond Wood.
Raymond Wood.
Yeah.
So you worked with Carlo at the time?
I was there from 2012, 13 and 14. So I was there when Zlatan was there,
Yep.
and when Carlo was there, and yeah, I was part of their 18s and youth phase. And there was a guy there called Paul Clement,
Yep.
who was
Remember that.
assistant. Yeah. So what's your name?
Christophe Comis. I'm from
Christophe.
Figaro.
Oh, very good. Nice to meet you. Very nice
Nice
to
to
meet
meet
you.
you
So I live in Australia now, but I travel a lot backwards and forwards for work. I'm an ambassador for UEFA and also an agent now as well. And yeah, we're just about to do some content ourselves. So you come in the game tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Also, yeah.
Amazing.
I come on PSG, so
Yeah.
pretty good assignment.
Yeah, it's a great
You see-
assignment,
you see,
yeah.
a lot of great silence, great vlogs.
I think what you said, you're right, like a lot of the media are all going, whoa, PSG are amazing, but Arne Slot done something really clever.
Well, I know it's not that dogmatic as Luis Enrique, or maybe even not as.
He looked at PSG and he went, okay, PSG conceded the least amount of goals in the group games, scored the most, had the most possession, the most completed passes, the most duels won, the least amount of red and yellow cards. So when he looked at PSG, Slot went, we can't underestimate. We don't want to go to PSG and try and attack. We could lose 3-0. And although we're capable of winning 4-0 here, we don't want to be in that situation like Barcelona. So he played a calculated game, full well known when we play here tomorrow, we could have been 2-0 down and we'd be fine. But I think that's the upsetting thing for PSG, and you're 1-0 down, and we always knew, he does something called the sub-12. So in the last 12 minutes of the game, he makes the subs, and we play, I don't know if you watched, but the inverted fullbacks went wider, and PSG were man-to-man marking, and they didn't follow the men. And Nunes sucked 3 players into him, and Elliott was on his own, he was free.
Yeah.
And it was a trick, it was a tactic.
Nuno Mendes was marvelous. Extraordinary. I never saw him play like that with
Yeah.
Salah for the first 86 minutes
Yeah.
until he went out. And then I think the guy was like on holiday when Salah went out.
Yeah.
He didn't quite follow Elliott. He did say, so
Yeah.
Elliott, don't need to do it. Yeah.
And 90, I think it was 96.5% of the shots from PSG were outside the box.
Well, Virgil van Dijk said that to us with a big smile. You
Yeah.
know? He said, yeah, Alisson was great, he saved us, but yeah, there was a lot of shots from distance.
And I'll be honest,
That was right.
in England we have a saying that some of the saves are being done for the television.
Well, yeah, there are a few.
There was
few
one
of
or
them,
two he
but
could have
yeah,
just.
Yeah, one or two on the night, but
Yeah.
there are 4 or 5 that way are
Yeah.
world class.
And you know, it was for me. I knew a week and a half ago what Slot was going to do because I've got people at the club in Liverpool, so we knew what they were going to do. And
I didn't expect they would be that deep and that.
I think for me, it shows a level of respect to PSG because they knew. Liverpool believe if they beat PSG tomorrow, we win the Champions League. Yeah, because they're the toughest team.
Yeah.
On paper, on stats and data, they're the toughest team to play, 100%. And it's a shame that you're in the same side. Like, we won the group. We shouldn't be playing PSG.
Yeah,
we should be playing, with all due respect, to Club Brugge or it's rubbish. Like,
well, this is because you had the playoff thing that you cannot have the first one against the 23rd or 24th.
Yeah.
You cannot have that.
Yeah.
So it's
it's poor. Yeah. But look, it'll be a good night. It'll be an exciting night.
That is for sure.
Yeah. And I think PSG, like for Luis Enrique to say the better team lost, yeah and no, because he's being a bit disrespectful to Slot and what we've done. Like,
I think he really thinks that it's only because of PSG we got that.
that got that, and it wasn't. It was because we allowed it to be that way. Like, and it was, But it was like here again on Saturday. Like Liverpool were losing 1-0, but Liverpool are just like playing in second gear.
Means not.
And then we upped to the gear, and it was bang, 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 3-1. And that's what Liverpool are capable of. Like, I think if we would have went 1-0 down against PSG in the first half, they would have come out, and it would have opened the game a bit. But it'd be interesting. But I think, unfortunately, I think it's 3 or 4-0 tomorrow. I think it is. We'll see.
I hope you're wrong, but
Lovely to meet you.
Thanks so much.